Before we begin, take a moment to like the video, subscribe if you haven't yet, and let me know in the comments where you're watching from and when. It helps more than you think, and make sure stories like this keep finding you. Now, let's begin. It's past 9:30 p.m. when I slip into my scrubs and pin my name tag to my chest like armor. Delilah, 33, night shift, ICU. The kind of nurse who gets called when the regulars flinch. I don't smile much. I move quietly, and I know how to hold a man's gaze without inviting it. But none of that matters when I walk through the double doors, because here in this building, the moment you clock in, your body stops being yours. There's always a pair of eyes that lingers too long. Always someone who thinks a smile is permission. That silence is consent. Most times, they don't even look at my face. No one says it aloud. But I know what they see. That I'm soft. That I fill out my scrubs in places they think are invitations. I've stopped correcting people when they mistake kind for easy. Tonight, ICU smells like metal and floor wax. We're short 2 nurses, and I'm covering more rooms than usual. And that's when they wheel him in. Joseph Crane, mid-50s, white male. Severe head trauma from a highway collision. His chart says he hit a tree going 75. No seatbelt. Unconscious at the scene. Multiple lacerations. Oxygen at intake. But what the chart doesn't say, what no medical record ever says, is the way he looked at me. Even half lucid, with blood still drying on his temple. His eyes locked onto mine the moment I stepped into his room. Not with confusion, not with pain, with hunger, recognition. I remember pausing, thinking, maybe I imagined that. But then it happened again, 20 minutes later, when I returned with morphine. Same stare, not at my face, not at the IV line, but lower, tracking, memorizing. Most patients that hurt can't even form a sentence. Joseph, smile. I tried to shake it off. Wrote it down in my report like I always do. Patient alert. Oriented X1. Unusual gaze behavior noted. Which is nurse speak for this guy is watching me like he knows what I look like under my clothes. I told myself it was the trauma. That he didn't mean it. That I was reading too much into things again like I always do. But as I walked away, I could feel his eyes still on me. Following. Clinging. Like fingers brushing down my back without touching skin. It's 11:23 p.m. when I return to Joseph's room. Room 312. Corner unit. Dimmer lights than the rest. The old monitors buzz faintly. Like insects inside the walls. He's propped up slightly now. Someone must have adjusted the bed while I was on rounds. He's awake, eyes open but not fluttery, not confused, locked onto me. Again, "Hey, Mr. Crane," I say, keeping my voice calm. Clinical. "You're insane. Augustine ICU. You had an accident. But you're stable now." His lips barely move, but I hear him. Low, gravelly, intentional. "You're softer than they know." I pause mid-step. "What was that?" He smiles, slow and satisfied like he knows I heard it. Like he meant for me to. "I think the head injury's making you say funny things." I offer, trying to keep it light. I adjust the IV rate. Check the heart monitor. Avoid eye contact. He speaks again. "You lean the same way." Every time. I freeze, lean. "To your left, when you change the catheter bag." I hadn't done that yet tonight. I hadn't done that in this room at all. But I had done it 2 nights ago. In room 306, a completely different patient. Different wing. My chest tightens. "Do you have family I can call?" I ask, defaulting to procedure. He doesn't answer. His eyes drift lower past my name badge and he smirks. I turn to Lee. "Lavender," he murmurs. I stop cold. "What?" Underneath, my stomach flips. I'm wearing lavender lace under my scrubs, a color I don't usually wear. A bra I bought on impulse. Still had the tag yesterday. There's no way he could know that. No cameras in the locker room. No reason for him to guess right. My hands are trembling as I jot down vitals. Blood pressure, heart rate, respiration. All normal. Except mine. I leave the room without saying another word. In the hallway, the fluorescents seem harsher than usual. They hum louder. The cold tile echoes my footsteps like I'm being followed. I step into the med room, close the door behind me, lean against the counter, hands gripping the edge until my knuckles go white. This isn't a head injury. This isn't coincidence. This is intention. But the second I imagine saying that out loud, I can already hear the response. He's injured. He's dying. Don't take it personally. I close my eyes, and for just a second, I swear I hear his voice. Again, inside my head, like it's behind my ear. "You smell like chamomile. I didn't even put lotion on tonight." I shove the thought down, swallow hard, and go back to my shift. It's 12:48 a.m. when I finish charting and finally open the incident report form. I wait until the hallway is clear, until the night charge nurse is on break, until the only sounds are heart monitors and distant footsteps. I sit at the far end terminal and type. Patient Joseph Crane demonstrated repeated boundary violations, inappropriate comments with sexually suggestive undertones, identified the color of undergarments not visible, repeated phrases suggesting ongoing surveillance. I stare at the screen for a long moment. Then I add, potential mental status concern. Recommend psych consult. It feels like a cop-out, but it's all I'm allowed to say. Anything else makes me sound dramatic, delusional. I hit submit, and just like that, it's gone. Swallowed by a system designed to archive complaints, not respond to them. I bring it up to Dr. Singh, the attending on shift. He barely looks up from his tablet. "You said he had a TBI, right?" "Yeah." Blunt force to the left temple. "Well, there you go. Disinhibition. Altered filtering. Happens all the time. I once had a guy try to marry the bedpan." I force a chuckle. "But he's not done. Delilah, don't let this stuff get to you. He's dying. Don't take it personally." That line again. He's dying. So his gaze isn't a violation, it's a symptom. His words aren't invasive, they're just static noise. But static doesn't get the color right. Static doesn't know how I lean. I go back to room 312 for one last round before break. The lights are dimmed. Joseph's vitals are steady. His eyes are closed. He looks peaceful. Maybe I imagined it. Maybe I'm tired. I collect the dinner tray from his table, lift the plastic lid. The food's untouched, but there's a folded napkin resting on top. I unfold it with gloved hands. At first, it looks blank, but then as the overhead light hits it just right, I see the faint indentations of writing. Heavy pressure, as if written with a pen pressed down hard. I angle it toward the light, and there it is. "If I could walk again, I'd follow you to every room." I drop the napkin. My breath catches. It's not just the words. It's the handwriting. Precise, neat. Too steady for someone with a head injury. And the implication, movement. Intent, pattern. I back out of the room. Don't even log the round. In the break room, I stare at the vending machine and try not to shake. There's a camera above me, and for the first time, I'm glad it's there. Because even alone, I feel it again. That gaze, that weight, as if someone's memorizing my every movement. For later, 2:07 a.m. The code comes in fast and brutal. Room 312, no pulse. No respiration. Flatline on monitor. I'm halfway down the hallway when the words hit me like ice. Not fear. Not urgency. Just relief. We work the code for 12 minutes. Chest compressions. Epinephrine. Intubation. But his heart never stirs. Joseph Crane is pronounced dead at 2:21 a.m. Dr. Singh signs the paperwork. Respiratory disconnects the vent. Everyone else files out, moving on to the next crisis. But I stay, because it's my turn to zip the body bag. It's a stupid policy, one we all hate. But the night nurse always bags the body if it's their patient. So I glove up, grab the sheet, pull it to his chin, and I hesitate. His face looks peaceful. Too peaceful. No slack in the jaw. No purple in the lips. Just a faint upward curve to the mouth. Like he's still watching, still waiting. My fingers tremble as I grip the zipper. I pull it slowly. Over the chin. Over the nose. Over the eye. And even as the teeth of the zipper close shut, I feel it. He's still looking at me. The morgue techs take the bag without a word. I sign the transfer slip and head to the break room. It's cold tonight. Too cold. I wrap my arms around myself and sit in the far corner. The vending machine hums. The walls creak. Somewhere down the hallway, a toilet flushes on its own. I close my eyes, just for a second, and that's when I hear it. A whisper, right behind my right ear. You didn't say goodbye. My eyes snap open. I turn sharply, the room is empty. But it wasn't just sound, it was breath. I felt it on my neck, warm, damp. Rio. I stumbled to the door. Check the hallway. Nothing. No one logged into the break room after me. No one has clearance this hour except staff, and we're all accounted for. I splash water on my face in the staff bathroom. Look at myself in the mirror. My cheeks are pale, eyes wide. Sweat beads on my upper lip despite the cold. And there behind my shoulder, for just a heartbeat, I swear I see a figure. Tall, blurred, leaning in. I spin around. Nothing. Just an empty stall. And the faintest sound of a zipper closing. Even though I'm the only one in there. I don't report it, because how do you chart a dead man whispering in your ear? Instead, I write 2 words in my personal notebook. Not done, because I can feel it in my bones. Joseph Crane is not finished with me. 3:15 a.m. I'm restocking the supply closet when I find the first one. Tucked between 2 sealed IV bags, folded perfectly. No tape, no fingerprints. Just a note, my name, written in ink, in that same cramped, meticulous handwriting. I liked room 306 better. More angles. I stagger back, knocking over a tray of gauze. Room 306. I haven't said that room number aloud in 2 weeks. It's not in my current rotation. It's not anywhere near room 312 where Joseph was. 306 is across the hall. The window faces the security camera. Angles. Angles. My mind races. How long had he been watching me? From where? How did he know? How does he still know? I take the note straight to the charge nurse. She glances at it. Shrugs. Probably just a prank. We've had break-ins before. Could be a psych patient. He spelled my name right. I say, no one does that. Everyone writes Delia. Or Dahlia. She frowns, softer this time. It's late. You're tired. You've been through a lot with that patient. The conversation ends there. The unspoken rule: if it's not physical, not violent, it doesn't count. Even if it's a ghost touching your life like a handprint through glass. But then, the next shift, it escalates. I find a second note inside my locker. My personal locker. I keep it locked at all times. This one isn't folded. Just a torn piece of discharge paper. Written with red pen. You left your perfume cap off. It fades too fast. Try vanilla next time. I throw up in the staff restroom. Not because of fear, because of familiarity. I had forgotten to recap my perfume bottle after the last shift. At home, in my apartment, in my locked bathroom, the final straw is the fax machine. We haven't used it in years. It sits in the back room under a tarp, dusty and unplugged, but during my 4 a.m. round, I hear it. Whirr. Paper sliding. Something being printed. I walk in. The machine is plugged in. The green light blinks once, and a single sheet lies waiting in the tray. I pull it out with gloved hands. There's no header, no number, just ink heavy, bleeding through. A sketch of a woman in scrubs, seen from behind. She's bent slightly, adjusting something, and the lines of her figure-wide hips, high bun, soft curves are undeniably mine, and across the top, in block letters, every room. I tear the paper in half, then again until it's confetti in the trash, but it doesn't help. Because the worst part isn't the sketch. The worst part is what's underneath it. In faint pencil marks. Zippers don't stop hands. I don't sleep after my shift ends. I don't eat. I drive home with shaking hands and check every closet, every drawer. Nothing's out of place. No signs of forced entry. But when I open my dresser, I see it. My lavender bra, folded neatly on top. I never leave it there. 5:09 a.m. I haven't slept. I haven't even blinked in what feels like hours. When the patients stabilize and the monitors fall silent, I make a decision. Security footage. If I can't trust my memory, or my sanity, maybe I can trust the tapes. I head to the security office 2 floors down, past the radiology wing. It smells like stale coffee and vinyl. Rick is on duty, late 30s, quiet type, watches horror movies on mute while scrolling sports blogs. We've never talked beyond elevator nods, but something in my eyes makes him straighten. You okay? Delilah. No, I say. And I need a favor. 10 minutes later, we're watching ICU hallway feeds. The static flickers. The timestamp blips. Room 312. Room 306. Me. There I am, pushing a med cart, adjusting a drip, standing at the nurse's station, typing notes. Nothing strange. Until I enter room 308. Frame 1. I step inside. Frame 2. Empty hallway. Frame 3. A blurred figure appears behind me. No sound. No entry. No footsteps. Frame 4. It's closer. Not walking. Not moving naturally. Just there. Then it vanishes before the next frame. Rick rewinds. Plays again. Slows it down. Frame by frame, the figure appears only when I move. Like it's tied to me. Bound to me. Like a shadow that doesn't care about light. He leans in. You said this guy died, right? Yeah. Looks like he didn't get the memo. He half laughs, but it dies fast. I ask him to check other cameras. He pulls up footage from 2 nights ago. Then 4. Then last week, same thing. Every time I walk into a patient's room, something follows. Sometimes 2 steps behind, sometimes pressed against the wall. Once in the trauma bay, it's crouched in the corner, knees bent the wrong way, watching. And the worst part, it's always the same height, the same build, and once, when the hallway lights flicker, for a single second, Rick pauses the screen and zooms in, eyes open, unblinking. Familiar. "I think you need to talk to someone," Rick says, voice suddenly tight. "I am talking to someone. I meant a therapist." I leave the room in silence, but something gnaws at me the entire way back upstairs. If the camera saw him, why doesn't it ever see him for more than 1 frame? Why does he vanish when I stop moving? At 6:40 a.m. My shift ends. I change clothes, keep my head down, and leave without saying goodbye. That night, I text Rick. No reply. Next shift. I ask around. Rick didn't come in. No one's seen him. No call. No show. Security logs say he scanned in but never scanned out. There's a note in my locker. This time, it's not folded, just taped to the inside of the door. He saw too much, so I showed him everything. 3:06 a.m. I wake up in the staff lounge. Lights off. TV buzzing static. No blanket. Shoes still on. My neck aches like I've been twisted the wrong way. One arm is asleep. The other has bruises. Thin. Red marks across the wrist. Like pressure points from fingers that gripped too long. I sit up fast. My scrub top is unbuttoned halfway. Not completely open, just enough to expose my chest if someone were standing over me. I freeze, then check my watch. It's been 47 minutes since I came in for break. I don't remember sleeping. I don't remember lying down. And then I see it on the side table. Under a half-empty cup of coffee. A Polaroid. The photo shows me, sleeping on this very couch. Same position. Same lighting. Same disheveled scrubs. But it's the angle that chills me. It's taken from above like someone was standing on the table. Or floating. My eyes are closed. My mouth slightly open. And my left hand is resting on my stomach just like now. But in the photo, there's another hand. Not mine. Thinner. Bonier. Resting on my shoulder. I lurch to my feet and check the hallway. Empty. Silent. Nothing but the hum of fluorescent lights. I check the camera feed on the break room monitor, but the footage is looped, repeating the same 3 seconds for the last hour. It's been overwritten. Tampered. I stumble to the restroom and strip my scrubs off in a panic. More bruises. Across the collarbone. Inside the thighs. A handprint on my hip. But none of them feel fresh. They feel like residue, as if something passed through me instead of grabbing. I try to scream, but nothing comes out. Only breath, and from the mirror fogged slightly. Though the air is still cold, a single word forms. Like breath spelling it letter by letter. Mine. I clean myself up. Throw the Polaroid in the sharps bin. And tell no one. Because what am I supposed to say? That a dead man may be touching me. That I wake up dressed wrong. With camera evidence I can't explain. That I'm beginning to wonder if something else is wearing me when I'm not looking. When I get home that morning, I lock the door 3 times. I pull the curtains, turn off my phone, lie in bed with the lights on, and still in the corner of my room, I hear it. A breath, a whisper, a rustle of fabric, and then a zipper. 11:42 p.m. I'm standing in the hallway, staring at the patient board, and I hear it again. Delilah, room 309. The hospital PA system is off for the night. I know that, but the voice comes through the overhead anyway, quiet, crackling, almost gentle. And it's his voice. Joseph Crane, dead 5 days. Cremated 2 days ago, but still calling me. Directly. I walk to the nurse's station. Who turned the PA back on? I ask. No one answers, because no one else heard it. 5 minutes later, I pass room 309, which should be empty. But on the monitor outside, the digital display blinks with my name, assigned D. Whitaker, RN. I didn't assign myself there. That's not even my patient. I check the system. No one logged the change. I reset it. Walk away. When I turn the corner, it's blinking again. It starts happening more frequently. My name shows up in OR scheduling systems, even though I don't work surgery. The intercom clicks on randomly when I pass by, then cuts off. My pager buzzes with codes that don't exist. Code ash, code reflection, code red veil. No one else sees it. No one else hears it. But I do. Every time I try to show someone, the systems go normal, as if he's watching for interruptions. Then there's the elevator. I step in on my way to the trauma bay. I press level 3. It moves 1 floor. Stopped. Lights flicker. The emergency alarm buzzes once, then cuts out. And the elevator descends on its own. To sub-basement 1. The morgue. The doors open. Cold. Stale air. No one's there. But every gurney is turned toward the door. Every toe tag flutters in some non-existent draft. And on the wall, scrawled in something thick and smeared, room 312 was never a room. It was a door. I run. Not walk, run. Back up the stairs. 3 flights. Heart pounding like I just code-called myself. When I burst through the ICU door, alarms are going off. Simultaneously. Every room. Every monitor. But there's no heart attacks. No trauma. No movement. Just alarms. Then, one by one, the monitors stabilize to one rhythm. All the lines match. All the heartbeats sync. One pulse. Not mine. Not the patient's. His. The lights flicker with it. The automatic doors open and shut. The IV pumps beep in perfect time. I stand there, surrounded by machines, and I swear they're breathing. The hospital isn't reacting. It's obeying, like it's being piloted. I go back to the break room, lock the door, and fall to my knees. He's not haunting me. He's becoming the building. Or maybe he always was. Maybe Joseph Crane didn't die. Maybe he transferred into code, into circuits, into me. 2:34 a.m. I swipe my stolen badge at the door to storage C. It clicks open. This room is off limits to floor nurses. It's where the personal items of deceased patients are stored, tagged, boxed, and sealed. But I need to see it. I need to hold what's left of Joseph Crane. I search for his box. Not on the current shelf. Not in the morgue bin. Then, near the back above a pile of unclaimed items, I find it. Label. Crane. Joseph W. DOB. 196. DOD. 0309202. Status. Unclaimed. The box is unsealed. No tape. No lock. Like it's been open. Recently. Inside. A folded button-up shirt, blood-stained at the collar. A set of keys. A wallet empty. No ID. And a small black notebook. Leather-bound. Smudged along the spine. I open it. The handwriting is exact. Mechanical. Like an architect drafting the curvature of someone's life. Each page is a log of me. Night 1, scrubs color, mint green. Bra, white. Bent forward at room 305. Timestamp 22:07. Leaned left. When she reaches, her shoulder lifts before her hand. Night 3. Lavender scent. Faint. Left hand habitually checks hip pocket every 17 minutes. Wore hair tied up higher, can't see mole on neck. Night 5 touched my wrist. Gloved, but pressure slight. Almost tender. If I had moved, her breath would have hit my neck. I feel like I'm going to vomit. This wasn't trauma-induced behavior. This was obsession. Before the accident. Before the ICU, he knew me. Studied me. From a distance. Or worse, up close. Without my noticing, I turned to the last page. A full paragraph written in red ink. If I cannot keep her body while living, I will wear it after. Then a drawing. Me. Outlined in red. No face. Just my body. Open like a diagram. With arrows. Labels. Notes. Access points. I drop the notebook. Back away. Knock over a tray of sealed biohazard bags. And then I see it behind the shelf. The Polaroid camera. And a stack of used film packs. Empty, but dated. Each night, each shift, he had been photographing me. Storing them. Like a collection. I run. Box still open. Notebook still on the floor. But I don't care, because none of this started when Joseph arrived in the ICU. It started long before. The accident didn't put him here. It was his plan. He let himself be admitted, let himself get close, let himself die, so that in death, he could shed the limits of flesh and step into me. 8:41 p.m. I haven't set foot in St. Augustine Medical Center in 5 days. No call. No goodbye. No forwarding address. I packed what I could into one suitcase. Left my badge on the kitchen counter. Turned off my phone. Closed every window. And drove. For hours. Through state lines. Gas station to gas station. Watching the sky bleed orange into black. Now I'm here. A cheap roadside motel in Arizona. 1 floor. Peeling paint. The kind of place that doesn't ask questions. Just credit cards. Room 112. 2 beds. 1 flickering lamp. And a mirror I don't trust. I strip off my clothes and step into the shower. Hot water. Steam. Scalding. For a moment, it feels like I've burned him away. Every note, every whisper, every frame of static and breath on my neck, gone. But when I step out, the mirror is fogged and written into the condensation clear, deliberate strokes. You finally made space for me. I back away, grab a towel, wipe it clean. Nothing. No one. Just my own reflection staring back. But even that feels off. My eyes are glassier. My smile a half-second too late. My posture not mine. Like I'm inside a costume of myself, wearing me. Badly. I lie on the bed, trembling. The motel room light flickers twice in perfect rhythm. And in my left ear, I hear the faintest breath. Then words. You were never alone in those rooms. Delilah. You were just first. I sit bolt upright. The motel lamp has turned itself off. The TV, too. And outside, in the thin gap between curtain and wall, I see a shadow shift. Then settle, like something waiting. I crawl into the corner of the bed, wrap the motel blanket tight around my shoulders. Try not to blink, but behind my eyelids, I feel him, filling the soft parts of me, the unguarded places, The trauma-shaped hollows no one else bothered to pat. He doesn't need a building. Doesn't need wires or walls or heart monitors. Just me. Just my body. My skin. My voice. I thought I was leaving him behind. But I think I was just delivering myself, because now, when I touch my own arm, I swear someone touches back.